Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, according to everybody's favourite slaphead boxing journalist, the undercard to Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 has now been set. According to Michael Coppinger, the pay-per-view card will consist of 4 fights, obviously headlined by Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, but the undercard fights are as followed, and I have to say I think this is a good undercard. Robert Helenius versus Adam Kownacki in a rematch. Of course, last time out, Robert Helenius scored an upset victory in knocking out Adam Kownacki. At the time, that was viewed as a bit of an upset, and Adam Kownacki has his chance of redemption in this fight. First time around, they put on a pretty good show, a bit of a slugfest, and I'm expecting the same thing in this rematch. I think this rematch could go either way. At the end of the day, Adam Kownacki is a guy who comes forwards, throws a million punches, but his defense is absolutely dreadful. And Robert Helenius, big, tall, has power, has some boxing skills, but his gas tank when he gets into the later rounds is pretty poor, and his chin isn't the greatest. So I can see this rematch going either way. I could see the same result, or I could see Adam Kownacki avenging his defeat. I genuinely think this fight could go either way. A lot of people out there are backing Robert Helenius based on the first fight, and I completely understand why. But for whatever reason, I think this could go either way. I think it's a 50-50 fight, and nearer the time, more than likely I'll do a prediction video for this fight. So we have Robert Helenius versus Adam Kownacki on the undercard. I'm presuming that's the co-main event. Also on the undercard, now this is a great fight, a battle between 2 unbeaten heavyweight prospects. Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez, Nigeria versus Cuba. I think this is going to be a great fight. Both guys unbeaten, and both guys are looking to make that next step and basically gatecrash to be a contender. This is a great fight. It's hard to call. Again, I see this basically as a 50-50 fight. I might lean towards Frank Sanchez. Don't hold me to that. I'll do a prediction video nearer the time. But stylistically, it's going to be very interesting. Efe Ajagba is the stronger, bigger puncher, no doubt about it. But Frank Sanchez is the more technically sound boxer with a far greater amateur background, and you can tell that in their styles. Frank Sanchez can be elusive, he can move, he can box behind that jab and be very awkward, very tricky, whereas Efe Ajagba really is kind of straight up and down, good jab and a real hard right hand, and basically he's looking to take your head off kind of thing. So I think this is going to be a very interesting fight. Basically, as of right now, the way I feel about this fight is, essentially the rounds in which Frank Sanchez doesn't get hurt, doesn't get dropped, etc. He'll win those rounds based on his boxing acumen, his jab, his movement, etc, etc. But he's got to stay away from that Efe Ajagba big right hand. And Ajagba, while he's limited, he can really punch. I could see Ajagba maybe losing the fight and then knocking out Frank Sanchez, or I could see Frank Sanchez outboxing Efe Ajagba. I could even see Frank Sanchez knocking out Efe Ajagba, if I'm being honest. Of course, Efe's been dropped by non-punchers like Iago Kaladze, so I wouldn't be shocked even if Frank Sanchez knocks out Efe Ajagba. The only result I don't really see coming is Efe Ajagba on points. Unless he drops Frank Sanchez multiple times, I can't really see Efe winning this fight on points. But nevertheless, to me this fight is super intriguing, and basically it's a 50-50, and really it's what you want to see from these heavyweight prospects. There's a lot of prospects right now in the division that are getting varying degrees of hype. I want to see these guys fight each other. In fact, we was talking about this on last night's live stream. A lot of these prospects in the heavyweight division need to start taking each other on. Try and create a resume to get yourself to that next level. And this is the sort of fight I'm talking about. Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez. Great fight. Nearer the time, more than likely I'll do a prediction video for this fight because I think it deserves it, quite frankly. Real good fight. In fact, I might be looking forward to this fight most on the whole card, to tell you the truth. But nevertheless, let's move on. We also have the return of the heavyweight prospect from the US, Jared Anderson, and he's going to be taking on a Russian fighter by the name of Vladimir Tereshkin. Now, Vladimir Tereshkin is a 6'6" heavyweight, He's unbeaten with a record of 22 wins and 1 draw. Southpaw. Like I said, he's 6'6", so he's a big dude, and he's unbeaten, so I class this as somewhat of a step up for Jared Anderson. I have seen a bit of Vladimir Tereshkin in the past. He's okay, he's not terrible. I mean, his resume's not the greatest, to be honest. Bit of a padded record, but he can box a bit. He's a bit tricky, he's big. He's beaten a couple of notable journeymen, like Evgeny Orlov, for example. And all in all, I see this as a step up for Jared Anderson. I quite rate Jared Anderson. I do expect him to win this fight, but I think it's a step in the right direction. You know, Tereshkin's record looks flashy, it looks good. He's big, he's tall, he's long. So, again, another fight in which I'm somewhat looking forward to. So, yeah, that's the card as it is right now. That's the main pay-per-view card. That's going to be behind a paywall. There will be other fights added to this card, lesser fights. But all in all, the main pay-per-view card right now is looking pretty strong, in my opinion. And even the main event, was it a fight I was really looking forward to? No. But now it's set, now it's official. I've kind of come round to it, and when it happens, I'll watch it. I'll enjoy the build-up for what it is, and we'll see what happens in the main event. But all in all, I really like this card. I really like this card. Some good fights, some good step-ups. Yeah, man, I can't front. I like the card. But anyway, what's your thoughts on these fights? What are your thoughts on Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez? I fucking love that fight. What about Robert Helenius versus Adam Kaunaki 2? And Jared Anderson versus Vladimir Tereshkin? Share your thoughts below. I'm intrigued to hear your opinions on these fights. Peace.